Hi everyone, welcome to Megan's Psychic Diaries. I hope you enjoyed my Halloween special last week. So this diary is very special, so we're going to be doing a follow-up diary from the Halloween special, and I'm joined with the camera crew, so I'm really excited. Very hard-working camera crew. So I've got Claire, who's on camera, and she's also the producer. Hi Claire.
Hi.
I have Amy as well, who's also on camera, who did a marvellous job. And I have Simone, who was, poor thing, was on sound, holding the boomer above her head. Hello. So thank you so much for your time today, for joining me on the Zoom call.
It's okay.
Thanks for having us.
I wish we could be together, properly, but we can't because of COVID. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to start off with the start of the video. So we started off at the Pendle Inn and we went down into the cellar. So we were all organised, well equipped, and everything was working fine upstairs. And then we went down into the cellar and my microphone wasn't working all of a sudden. Yours was. Everyone else's was fine, the equipment was fine, and it was just mine, and mine was switched on. It wasn't on mute, and it was unexplained, so that's why I wanted that in the diary, because I was like, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? So it was really weird. I don't know if you guys can explain any of that, because I don't really know much about how the sound works, so I don't know if you could explain that with Simone. I don't know if you know what that could be.
I mean, it could be a few things, because the wires on the packs and stuff are notoriously sometimes can be a nightmare. But it was weird that it was just yours.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but again, things can shift while we were going down in the cellar and stuff. But yeah.
Right, so it could be paranormal, or it could just be a technical issue that we had. We won't know, but anyway, if it was paranormal, then that was great. I also did mention, so I had my EMF meter, which is behind me here, and that does go off when there's electrics around, and I did mention that in the video, which I think was really important. But at what time was that? It did go off at 2:53. It went to the next colour, which was a little bit of a yellowy green colour, and that was unexplained because nothing came close to me, and then the camera did come close to me and it wasn't really doing anything then. So that was when I was calling out to spirit, if there was anyone there. So that was interesting, really interesting. It's going off. Isn't it?
Oh,
it's
going off. Yeah.
Is there a spirit in
It's
here?
empty.
Oh, it's gone to one colour.
That is so... That's what it... You were just talking about it happening, and then it's happened. That is weird.
There's nothing there. There's no one in here with me. And
No.
You were just talking about it as well.
Are there any spirits in here with me? Can you please do that again, please? That was a bit weird.
I caught it on camera as well.
That was really weird. I'm so glad I spotted that. Oh my gosh. I swear there's nobody in here with me. There's no one in here. And there's no electricals. It's all here in front of me.
It's not gone off since recently, just now. It's been there for a bit.
Keep your eye on it. Right, okay. So, you know what I'm like with stuff like this. I get a bit spooked. But yeah, so I when that was going off, I did pick up on a female straight away in there, and I saw the double doors ahead of me, and I thought, I feel like I need to go in that other room. And even Claire mentioned that she felt like she had to go in that other room, so we did. We went in there, and I was getting the name Anne for some weird reason. And also we were trying again with the EMF meter, but it wasn't really going off. It was just strange because we could hear some noises above us on the floorboards, but that was definitely people walking above us as well, which at the time we did question whether that was paranormal. So yeah, I also mentioned there was bells, so I kept getting an image of like a bell in my head. Now, because we were in a pub at the time, someone mentioned to me behind the scenes that it could have been like the bell behind the bar, you know, like last orders. But I felt in my gut, like tuning in psychically, it wasn't that, although that was a really good point. I did feel it was connected to like the witches, not the pub. So I've done my research, and apparently there is a church called St Mary's Church in it's in Pendle, in a little village called Newchurch. Now, supposedly, one of the witches, supposedly, it's a rumour, it's not been proven this to be true, but supposedly they went to pick up, like, in the graves, it's really gruesome, like bones, hair, teeth, but that's not been, you know, to make mixtures of potions, herbal remedies, but that's not been proven. It was supposed to have been that church. Now, when they would have been caught, the witches, and, you know, locked, you know, caught basically, you know, the church bells might have been ringing, or when they'd got hung that day, the bells might have been ringing. Who knows? No one knows that. But that's what I was thinking. It could have been that, or it could be this, or it could be that. But that's not actually written down on the internet. So I can't find anything in connection with that. So it's really interesting. I would probably have to do some more digging with the church and see. I am tempted to go back up there to the town and ask some of the you know, some of the villagers, just to see if they know anything about that church. So who knows. And also, because you were picking up on stuff as well, Claire was tuning in down in the cellar as well, which I found was interesting. And then, bless her, she got spooked by that guy who came down the stairs, which was really funny.
That was weird though, because I said before that I need to go in the next room. I feel like I need to go in the next room, and then that guy came down. It was like, I don't know, it was a bit weird.
I did notice that. Yeah. But you'll experience that more often though. You'll get spooked with people coming in and out. It's not spirit. It'll be my shadow next time.
I can imagine.
So then, like, I just keep an eye on it. So then we went. I felt like we had to go to Pendle, and it was freezing. It was so cold. So you did a marvelous job, all of you. I know you were freezing. Thank you. So we stopped off at the start of the walk from the main road and the pathway. Sorry, and we walked a little bit further up to the. It was like a brick wall, and it said Pendle. And I didn't want to go to the top because it would have took us a long time and a lot of steps. So got all the equipment, and it was freezing and windy, so it would have been windy up there. But yeah, there was, first thing that I felt was I asked could they step forward, and then it was really strange. I kept getting like bees in my head, and I thought, well, the only thing I can link that to is honey. And what's bees got to do with the witches? So I just said honey. And I've done my research, and honey is a herbal remedy, and it's one of the oldest herbal remedies in the world, and even the Egyptians used it, and you can actually preserve it, and so many millions of years later, thousands, whatever, you could still eat it. It'd be fine. So it's interesting. Maybe they used honey, you know, to make stuff, like little herbal remedy things. Who knows? I don't know. I can't find anything on the internet about that, but it's a herbal remedy used in now, like this day of age now. So it's very likely it would have been used by the Pendle witches. There was a weird noise though after because I say the word honey, and then when I've got my headphones on, I can hear like what sounds like a woman speaking. It sounds quite robotic. Now, when we were filming, there was two lots of people, I think, wasn't there, that we saw like walk past us, the two lots, and we stopped filming. But I don't remember anybody near us or speaking when I said the word honey, and it was at 10:32, and it sounds like a woman, and it sounds quite robotic. So I don't know if you've listened to it or heard it or anything.
I do think it's quite strange, to be honest, because we obviously just heard it, and bringing a bit of logic into it, we're like, oh, it must be those people who walked by. But yeah. I think you're right in the sense that I don't actually remember, whilst we were filming, especially at that point, anyone walking by.
No, I don't remember.
It might not have been that they were walking right by us then, so much as they were coming down, and it was quite a quiet evening. So the mic doesn't pick up like that far, but if that was just before they were coming down past us, it's a possibility that it was them. I just can't remember what time that was, like what time the people came down and stuff.
I think it's gonna get on too. I think when the people walked past us, we actually stopped filming.
Yeah,
like because we could hear them clear, but like before that, would the microphone have picked it up when they would have been further away, because Megan was talking and there was no one there.
The mic would have picked them up way before we would have.
Right. Okay.
Right.
But again, I'm not sure when that was. Like, I don't remember entirely. So it's one of those things that, again, could be paranormal, or it could be that it was people walking past. We just didn't see them till later.
I'm trying to get you, Simone, to be a believer. I am. I'm determined. You'll be spooked one day, I'm telling you. You'll be, oh my God.
What was that? Screaming, not Claire.
Oh God, please.
One of these days. Thank you for explaining with the sound. It's really interesting. I don't understand that. Why we'd have to try and get like some sort of software on. I'd have to try and get a software or something, see if we can like enhance that sound. Because some investigators do have stuff like that, the equipment, and they can like listen to it bit by bit. So it'd be interesting to see what was being said, because I don't feel like it was one of us. I don't at all. It doesn't sound like one of us. But anyway, so at around about 11:30, I was then, after the honey, I was then sensing two females stepping forward. And I was connecting more to the younger female, and I did feel really emotional. I felt really like upset, and I said, oh, I'm not going to cry, but I felt like teary. And I usually connect with the younger sort of spirit anyway. That's what normally happens when I'm connecting with spirit. It's typical. But then I felt like I couldn't see, bearing in mind I couldn't see a thing in front of me. It was pitch black, and the light was like right on me, so I didn't know who was behind those lights. And whoever was in front of me, I just felt like this feeling that whoever it was, I needed to connect to that person. And I actually said, who's there, who's that? And Amy stepped forward, and I was like, oh, okay, it was Amy. And then I was thinking, right, I feel like this younger spirit is trying to connect with Amy, but I've got an older lady here, and I didn't know the relation. I didn't know whether it was family, friends, sister. I've not got a clue at the time. And I felt like the mum, it might have been the mum after I've done my research, and I felt like the older lady was connecting to me, and the younger spirit was connecting to Amy. That was it. And I felt it was really weird. And then I asked you how old you were. Did you say you were 23?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay. So are you the youngest here? I said, and you're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. And I thought, well, that makes sense then, because the younger spirit usually wants to connect with a physical person in an investigation. So whoever they can relate to, they go to.
Yeah.
So she was the youngest, so therefore she wanted to connect with you because you were the youngest. But therefore, and bearing in mind, I already had a spirit connection anyway with them. So the elderly or the older spirit just went, I'll go to you then. I was like, okay. And it was interesting because the camera then went funny. Your camera was zooming in and out and went blurred up. It went really weird. Has it done that before?
When it blurred, I mean, I had it on manual focus, so it wouldn't have come out of focus on its own.
Right.
And so that's why I thought it was really strange when the light moved towards me, and then when the light came back onto you, that's when I noticed it was out of focus, and I was like, oh god. And I like pushed it back into focus during my job, and I was like, oh, I need to film. But I did think that was really strange, to be honest.
Right. So it couldn't have been like the dark, could it?
I don't think so. Like, I mean, I have this belief that I didn't touch it, but then I'm like, also, did I accidentally knock it? I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure like I didn't touch it, and that's what's like I'm a bit thingy about. But I did think it was really strange that happened.
Claire didn't do that, did it?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I put the camera light back on Megan the second time, and it stayed in focus, didn't it? So it was strange how it went out of focus, and then like the light went back on Megan and it stayed in focus. But there was like a weird sort of like, I've seen stuff go out of focus before, but I don't know, it just looks a bit like creepy, the image of like what was there. I look like a bloke, I don't know.
It's weird, isn't
Old
it?
bloke.
He's just my head. Oh god. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, that. But I know that when you're dealing with the paranormal, they do affect the electrics and stuff like that. So I'm like expecting it to go off again. But yeah, they can interfere with technology, your phone, stuff like that. So you will experience that more often. So yeah, Simone will be like, I'm a believer. Oh god. Yeah, so that was really interesting. How did you feel as well when I said to you, Amy, like, I feel like she's connecting to you? Did you feel any sort of emotion apart from your own, or?
When you were talking to me about, and you asked me if I was empathic, and to be fair.
That's my favourite part of the video, where she's like, why do you like Amy? And I'm like,
do you feel like a sister to Amy?
But I did think it's really strange because when you had mentioned like you felt really teary, and to be honest, like I felt quite similar. Like my eyes started watering as well, and like I felt quite sad. But I'm not sure where that was coming from necessarily. But obviously I think I did feel something. And that's how I think I felt, like quite sad, and I understand where you were coming from in a way.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You'll feel more of that in further investigations.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think Claire will feel it more, aside from me, and then it will be Amy, and then it'll be Simone. That's what I'm feeling.
Simone's face.
So they'll only be like, what the heck's going on? All my crew, what's happening? But yeah, it was interesting that they were both coming forward together. So I've done my research, and because I kept mentioning Anne as well, and I said I feel sick as well. I did say I feel sick, and I felt ill, and I felt in the cellar my throat was getting tight. And then when we were outside, I felt sick again, and I was getting the name Anne. So I've done my research, and so there was two, like families in that Pendle Witch side. So there was one family called the Demdikes, it's a bit of a strange name, and the Chattocks family. And the Chattocks family, they both had like a leader. And on the Chattock side, there was a lady called Anne. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on. and her daughter was called Anne. So I could have been connecting to both of those. I'm not sure, it's a possibility, but I do firmly believe that I was connecting more to the younger girl, I don't want to say which, herbalist, because I really felt like she was very upset. She just followed the crowd. She wanted to help people. I did feel for her. I felt like the other sort of family or mother, whatever, meant it. Like they didn't care, you know, like done for murder, you know, because they did get, they did try and murder. They were prosecuted for, you know, murdering with their herbal remedies or whatever they did. So I need to do some further like reading. But it's interesting. So if you guys could find anything out anymore, that would be interesting as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. And also, so I mentioned the name Anne at 1758, and then this is interesting. So I mentioned it went quiet a few times, and then I'd get energy, and then it went really quiet, and then I'd get energy, and that's normally that's the norm in the paranormal world, because they use our energy. So they used my energy, and I was the only one communicating with them. So it was like scattered or jumpy, if that makes sense. It didn't run smoothly. So I kept seeing like a farmhouse. I saw the word farmhouse in my head. I didn't see an actual farmhouse. I saw the word. I thought, okay. So I mentioned it, and listening back, I heard like a weird noise after I mentioned that like sentence, and I thought that sounds like they're confirming it. But I've listened back to it again, and it's not there. It's really weird. So, if you can hear anything after I've mentioned that, please let me know. So it'd be interesting. But I've done my research on that as well, and there is a farmhouse outside, sort of a bit more outside of the Pendle area, and they used to live there. It's supposedly like the Chattox family, both of the Anns used to live there, and it was up for sale not long ago. I think Claire, you found it, didn't you, as well? I showed you.
Yeah.
And it is like it's on the market now, so you can actually move in. And I've seen the house. I've seen the house, and I've seen inside, and it looks really old. So they supposedly had lived in that farmhouse, which is really interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Do you know what I don't understand though? Is when I was in the cellar, why was I connecting to a lady in there who I felt like was in a rush to get out? And I was connecting to Anne then.
I think I read somewhere that around, I don't know if it was that exact spot, but around there was a mill.
On that site?
Where the pub,
Pendle
where the pub is, yeah.
Right.
I can't remember if it was like a cotton mill or whatnot, but I don't know, like I think they weren't great working conditions, so.
Right, okay. Because that was, yeah, that building was built, so the Pendle Inn, was it 1903 or something, or was it 1930?
I think so.
So it's not that old. So before that pub was there, that must have been something else or something around that area. So I'm just curious to why I kept sensing somebody running like in a rush. There was some sort of commotion going on. It was as if like someone had been caught and there was like people running after them, you know, and she was trying to escape. That's what I felt. It's really strange. So it's going off again. Are they confirming it? Are they confirming? Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's happened like 3 times now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll just keep my eye on it in case. It's as if it's like, yeah, you're right about this bit. Yeah. Who knows? We'd have to do some real digging. So that's really interesting. And then towards the end of the investigation or the diary, I could sense like the surroundings of what it used to look like as well. The camera went on to what was around us, and like the brickwork. It used to be some sort of village, and also there was a bit where I said that I feel like they were being like thrown stuff at them, or they were dragged up the hill or something, and they were punished badly. I said they were punished badly, and I know they were because I've done my research again on that. And they were taken across the moors from Pendle Hill. They made them walk all that way, which must have took hours. And they got taken to Lancaster Castle, and then they were hung. I think it's the Anne who was hung actually on the moors. So I feel like that's why I was getting the tightness here, it's really sad. It's a really sad story for her. I really felt for her. But I also said that I feel like they've been put in something, like, what did I say? That they've been put in something, and I actually, like, my face changed when I said it, and I was like, they've been put in something, and I said it as if it wasn't fair. And so one of my friends has done a bit of research, and she's found out that there used to be in Lancaster Castle, or I think it's still there, like a well. So because they were done for witchcraft, the people that would lock them away were that petrified of them escaping, so they didn't put them in a normal cell, they put them in something like in the ground. Now I don't know whether that was Anne. I don't know which sort of witch they put in. I don't know. I can't find that out, but it's interesting. It's really interesting. I can't actually find that well on Lancaster Castle website I've been on. There's nothing about it. So I'd have to do some more research on that. So we've got like a head start. We'd have to go a bit further with the history.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, like with the book as well, I don't think I'd be able to find that out. Because I mentioned
there must be something, yeah.
There'll be a historian somewhere.
I do know that James I was on the throne at the time in 1612, and he was obsessed with witchcraft. He had a massive fascination with it, and he wrote a book about it, which you can buy now. But I said it's been thrown in the fire, it's been burned, and I felt like there was something in that book that was written that wasn't allowed to get out, basically. It was a secret, top secret. So it's interesting. But did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy your time?
Yeah, absolutely. It was good fun.
Yeah, good. You found it interesting?
I loved it. It was great. I can't wait to do the other one, a next one.
Yeah.
Sorry, my internet's going a bit freezy again.
Don't tell me that they've come to your house now.
It just keeps freezing.
It's all right because we've only got a small amount of time left anyway. So, but I just wanted to say like a massive thank you to all of you for like filming, even in the cold. Like you've done amazing. You've worked so hard. Honestly, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to do more with you.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Thanks for having us, Megan.
It's all right. Anytime. We're like a little team.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to think of a name. Or something.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Does anybody like have any comments about it or anything like that?
It'd be interesting to go to Lancaster Castle and see if you picked anything up from there. That's where they were taken.
Oh, that would be weird. That'd be a weird investigation, but yeah, we'd have to. Yeah, I think we should.
Same.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I think it's actually been refurbished now to something, but it's still a castle, but it has so much history. It's such an old town as well.
Can you go inside the Lancaster Castle?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, you can go in. I have been in once before, but I only stood in there for like 10 minutes and walked out. I just visited really quickly. And I was like, oh my gosh. And do you know what? It's really weird you say this, because honestly, I swear to God, I went in and I looked over to my right and I thought, oh, that looks a bit weird. And there was like a gate. Honestly, I looked and I thought, I can sense a woman over there. And I didn't, because it freaked me out that much, I didn't want to look. So I did just like turn my back and I walked straight out. But it's interesting because that could have been connected to one of the Pendle witches. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I got a really bad feeling. So I didn't want to engage in that at all, because I wasn't there to do any sort of paranormal whatever. I was there just to have a nosy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh yeah. But honestly, thank you so much, so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us. I can't wait to do the next one.
Yay!
Yeah.
And thank you for your time. Thank you for your time on the Zoom call. It's been lovely chatting with you.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
Thank you. I'll see you all soon.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, Megan. Bye.
I don't think you'd be able
I'm so glad that we've caught the thing flashing.
Oh, I can't explain that.
Are you sure you're there?
Swear.
I got my eye on it again, just in case it does it again. That is weird. Honestly. Why is it going out? Oh. Honestly, so it's supposed to be going off now. Let me get my phone. See, it's supposed to like... There you are.
Oh, there.
Because it's a phone. So when there's like electrics around it, it goes off. But there's nothing over there. Look, nothing there. So that was interesting.